Hi everyone, how is everyone doing on this amazing Monday night? Monday, October. What the fuck am I saying? October? April. My apologies. April 29, 2024. How is everyone? You have a good start of the week, or what's the deal, huh? Is your boss an asshole, or what if your worker is not showing up to work? Well, the world is still the same. As far as state of things, you know, yeah, you could say, it's April, end of April, actually. You know, we got some great weather. Finally, summer. There's no spring. So basically, we went from 50 degrees, 82 degrees today. Yeah. How about that for a change, huh? It's unbelievable how northeast our weather, here in New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, we don't really have a spring. Hardly maybe a few days, right? Without turning my podcast into you know, ranting and bashing the weather in Northeast, I should start with something positive. What's the positive, sir? Well, thanks to the universe, we're still alive, you know. We may not be in perfect health. I'm old, 50, 51. I still play golf. I did. Like yesterday with a friend of mine, he came out actually, and we went to Lorette, Lorette in Staten Island. He had hurt his shoulder, but uh, he actually played better for playing first time in the season since last year because I have already played a few times. I had some good shots. I'm not saying that. I'm not bashing myself either. Yeah. Towards like 10th hole, I think I was done. And I got so fucking bad. It was like eighth or ninth shot I had, I think, at that fucking hole. Maybe probably your 10th. In any case, so weather was really nice yesterday. And today, even better. It was like 82 degrees. I was in one single shirt, and then I had one of those like sports jackets, right? To wear to work, but I didn't really, have to. So let's just welcome the summer before something blows up on this goddamn planet. How is everyone doing, huh? I had sort of a long weekend, a little bit of, like beer drinking, which is really not good. A few times, I think. Yeah. I was out Friday night for a few, for a couple of hours with a friend of mine, and then I had to go to Long Island, actually, Eastern Queens, to help a friend. His kids are coming, and his family's coming from northern Pakistan, where I come from. He needed some help with co-signing, an apartment rental, but he found something else, and I was there with him. We saw a place. It was a nice, like, three-bedroom, on the second floor. However, Then the next morning, I stayed there because it was kind of late to, like dry bake Saturday night. So, you know, I'm happy for him that he found something next morning while we were, doing some breakfast at his place. They called him one of the agents, and basically he got the what do you call? He got the apartment that he liked, 3 bedroom. Good for him. What is my wife come? Is going to come to appear on this land? New world. I'm hoping soon. I know you all are crossing your fingers for both of us. And yeah, I miss her, man. You know, I love her. But let's not get sentimental, all right? What else is going on? I actually was out yesterday after golf. We played golf, and then we went to grab some food at Zeppelin Hall, one of the amazing beer gardens here in Jersey City, right? And then I ran into some other guys, friends that I met, from their place. It's a small world, we are humans and we need that social interaction, we are social animals. So I'm just taking it easy. I was just working. I finished some work. It's like, what is it, like 10 o'clock at night? Busy fucking week, which is good, better than not being busy, right? And my IT guy actually came today, and then we looked at the space downstairs, right? In my new office, the one that I'm downgrading to, right? And and obviously, I'm gonna miss the tall windows, looking out the office, from my desk or my engineer's room, beer desks. Whether it's raining or it's sunshine or it's snowing or sleet or the world is coming to an end, right? You can see it. And my IT guy was like joking with me. Listen, you will be here, you won't know if it's day or night. I'm like, listen, man, yeah, I'm gonna put a clock up on the fucking wall. And he was laughing. Yeah, I'm gonna miss that, but hey, listen, unfortunately I got to save some money, and if more projects are coming, bigger projects, I might go back. Who knows? 3 years of like memories in that space, office space. I got that office space at the same time I moved to Jersey City, back in 2019, you know, and uh, and then the fucking COVID hit, right? Early 2020, and it's just like a fucking disaster of event that actually hit this fucking planet, That's unfucking believable. The way it was dealt, I think, that actually made it worse than it was, without being fucking political, you know. We human beings, we just react so fucking bad to something like this, right? Because we all have fucking OCD, right? Especially our fucking leaders have the OCD, right? And without talking about fucking COVID, I really don't want to talk about COVID, to be honest. It's over. It's hopefully it's behind our fucking past, and we can just move on, and hopefully nothing like that or worse happens. And if it does, hopefully this time we are a little more prepared. For God's sake, in terms of our policies and all the other things, right? Are we? I have no fucking idea. But in any case, so um, I ordered some Chinese food. One of these like Chinese restaurants tonight. I didn't feel like cooking, you know, because by the time I came home, it was kind of late because I was waiting for my IT guy, and he was complaining about fucking allergies, and I was telling him what happened to me and my wife in Cape Town, Africa, right, with the fucking allergies. When my sinuses basically just got like clogged and just like fucking, I couldn't even like at some point in time, it was so fucking bad that I couldn't even breathe, you know. So I was breathing through my fucking larynx. You know what it is? Through my mouth. It's not good. At some point in time, I think I'm going to clean out all that, whatever I have to do, right? I mean, the surgery. Is that what I have to do? I have no fucking idea. I mean, you can hear me, right? As if I'm talking through my nostrils or something. Sometimes, and I just feel embarrassed. Well, not embarrassed, but it's just not good, and then the allergies are there, and it's just like something, even like something small, like a dust mite or whatever the fuck it is, right? One of those pollen trees from our fucking flowers, or it gets stuck in your nostrils, and then the body overreacts, and it just basically pumps these fucking histamines. Is that what it is? Thinking there's an invasive foreign agent in the fucking body, right? Hence all the fucking 18 numbers of like, you know, your runny nose and, and all that, right? All that fucking jazz. You get my point. I didn't do that whole, if you have allergies in early in your life, right? You're supposed to deal with them. Like you have to be immune to them, right? You have to accumulate, not accumulate, sorry, acclimate. You have to acclimate your body to be immune to them, so that the body doesn't overreact and it understands them, right? Is that what it is? Body's immune system, right? And then you do that for like I think 3 months, 4 months. But the problem with that sort of treatment, and that's the reason why I didn't want to do, you have to take fucking shots. Hmm, You know, the same substance that you're allergic to, whether you're allergic to food or you're allergic to fucking dust mite or whatever the hell it is, right? And I was not made for that. I mean, I know it was tough. It was really tough. I was just basically fucking sneezing. Not only 18 times, I think probably I was sneezing like 150 times a fucking day. When this kind of weather breaks out, right? And then all through fucking summer, it was just like a fucking disaster. And I just, you know, the fucking agony. But in any case, the week has just started. 4 months are gone. We are into fifth month now. Cinco de Mayo is coming up. When is that, by the way? Cinco, the apricots. Um, well, today He's 29th, right? And I just actually I had to run the payroll for my company. You want to get paid, and sometimes I've sent some money home, and obviously I had to send money to my wife. So today is 29th, which is what? Which is Monday. What is April? 30 days or 31 days? Human beings? Well, I think it's 30 days, right? Right. So Cinco de Mayo is going to fall on a Sunday. Is that what it is? 28 plus 7. What is it? 35? 35 minus 35. There you go. That's it. Sunday. Cinco de Mayo, Sunday. Jesus. It's like my birthday actually fell on a Sunday, right? And I think Christmas also fell on a Sunday. Wasn't that the case? I had no fucking idea. And obviously the New Year was also Sunday, right? And so I'm sorry, I jumped from one topic to the other topic and I lost the fucking chain of thought. What the hell I was talking about? Oh, yeah, well, time flies as you grow older and older and older. Exponential, you know. The curve goes like this. The only thing I would say about old age is that I don't want to be fucking alive and dependent on somebody or be in a fucking hospital bed when I'm like 80. I would rather be gone. Gone is better instead of being miserable. All right. Um, I actually make a list of items I want to talk about. I'm just joking. No, I don't have any fucking list. I don't make lists for what I want to talk about. I just talk about things and I just talk shit. Okay, don't take this as some sort of a piece of advice, sort of like podcast or something to that effect. No, I wanted to talk about something. What is that, sir? Well, here's the thing. Unless I've already talked about this in my last podcast, and that would be a fucking disaster, right? Basically, I spent like 20 minutes, not days, sir, talking about the same shit that I did last time. Oh, by the way, last time, again, I apologize. This was not my fucking fault, okay? I'm sorry. I had the whole fucking podcast done, right? And what I do is that I use an app to reduce the size to make it, uploadable to YouTube, right? But then, for some fucking reason, YouTube did not upload the whole thing. And then at the 41st minute, it just fucking disappears. You know, I'm sorry. I apologize to all of you, my 6 or 7 viewers, right? Um, I know I haven't done a cooking video in a long time, but I wish that we had, you know, I wish that we had here in our condo complex. There's no fucking place to basically, take a barbecue out to the fucking, our one of those like what is it called? That's sort of like a kind of a canopy that they have built, right? A couple of them. One by the pool, I know that for sure. But I don't think they allow any fucking barbecues, you know, on our condo complex buildings. And then this is the other fucking problem. I think about this and then I kind of become sad. Why do you become sad, sir? Because I feel like I made a fucking mistake of buying this fucking condo. Instead of buying something on the inside, right? Because we have all those other townhouse kind of like condos. And I think those are more or less the same price. But in any case, hey, listen, we all make fucking mistakes. My problem, and again, this is one of the other things why I have, like sort of sentimental relationship sometimes with my father, even to this day. I feel like he didn't like guide me when I was a teenager without getting into that fucking discussion, right? I'm just saying, right? And then, he was sort of a nerd, I think, but whatever, okay? He did whatever he could, and it's okay, even if I get angry at him. He's fine. He will, forgive me and all that, right? And I'm sorry, Dad. But what I'm saying is that I feel like, sometimes I make these like decisions, right, in a hurry, and then realize, oh shit, I didn't look at this, I didn't look at that. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, there were so many things going on. I was getting married, and then I had just found this apartment, and I looked at this. Other than like that thing where, you could get one of those on the inside, right? Maybe with a balcony where you could do your own barbecue, invite your friends for like fucking summer, barbecue, whatever outing, right? Maybe. But listen, what is done is done. I mean, what are you going to like fucking lose your sleep over that? Yeah, sometimes I do. And is this is an investment? But it's okay. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, well, what can I do? All right, let's just stay positive. All right, let's just stay positive for a second. So everybody wishes that they had a house with like fucking backyard and with a dog and a picket fence and the whole nine yard. The whole American dream, right? Two cars and a dog and two kids and a wife with a perfect relationship you and she are having, right? Well, I'm sorry, you don't live in a utopia. You know? A utopia does not exist, never exist. It will never exist. Hence, we need to find another utopia on fucking Mars. Is that what it is? No. I think for us to actually get to Mars is important, or even Moon, because we are explorers. And here comes my topic. All right, here comes my fucking topic. And I'm sorry, I'm just like munching on these snacks. Apricot kernels, sweet, and dry apricots, right, from the mountains. That's where I come from. We have the best ones. These are the fucking best ones. Trust me. Turkish people say that, oh, they have a better one. No, no, no. I can give you on a guarantee. Oh, by the way, so speaking of which, I also want to promote something in here, right? All right, because I never actually promoted anything. But my brother-in-law and my sister have started a company. It's an online shop where they're selling, the what do you call the dry fruit from Hunza, where we come from, right? So they imported some dry fruit and they're selling it. He sent me the link the other day. Maybe I can post it in the description. Uh, which is good, and I I'm crossing my fingers for them that, this business becomes successful for them. So I'm promoting, not only because they are my folks, and, the dry fruit, and, and nuts, and, dried cherries and apricots, are from, the area where I come from, but also, I think they're one of the best, to be honest, right? So I'll post a, link. I'll post a link. I don't know how the hell do I do that in the video itself, because I'm not a fucking tech savvy as much as I should be, right? And I'm fucking old. I'm sort of old school too. All right, but um, hopefully, they become successful, and I think everybody out there should be successful. Succession or succession. Successful. All right. Successful in a sense that whatever you're doing, in your career, and it's not easy for some people. Some people, and I felt that way. Some people fall in some black holes, in their lives. Whatever happens, tragedies happen, loss happens, and then I sort of like I feel sometimes I feel like I made COVID as an excuse, and I just like shut myself, you know, away from fucking the world, and everything, because that's what it was, literally it was. And I said, fuck it, you know what? If the world is going to come to an end, I don't even fucking need to work and this and that, right? Yeah, did. It did make me depressed, and I'm pretty sure many of you feel that way. But again, everybody who is working hard and who is trying to basically be more successful in their lives, I'm talking in terms of career. I think that everybody should have that opportunity. Some people don't have that opportunity, unfortunately, and but some people have to basically start tough and rough sometimes. Like I sort of wanted to change my fucking career, but then, if you don't have any other skills other than what you've been doing for like many, many years, you can't just become fucking, John Bon Jovi overnight, right? Or fucking Tom Cruise, or, whatever, if you don't have any, like, any skills, any experience. All these like musicians, they start from a very early age, or even cooks and chefs, and, and actors and all that, right? But I presume you all are successful in your lives, in your whatever, your careers, as much as your, relationships, or whatever. You have peace of mind, and, and everybody should be able to live their life with some sort of degree of happiness. And if you don't, then this life is a fucking misery, you know. And then you just become a cog in the wheel, and and then you become more miserable. You feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing? What am I doing this anyways? For what? So that's not what I wanted to talk about. I guess I went from one topic to the other fucking topic. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right. What I'm saying is that uh, what you were saying, what you just said, sir, which is true. Um, Yeah, my brother-in-law and my sister's business, their, what do you call it, venture. Um, in America is a place than any other fucking place, I would say, on this planet for anyone if they want to be successful. This is where, and I'm not talking about America is where, you basically kill yourself to earn few bucks and this and that, right? But you can actually make your dreams come true here, man. Although, people say that it's not easy, right? It's not easy, but you have to really work fucking hard, you know. And also you need the biggest thing, especially for us guys, is direction. You need to have the direction from somebody who's actually has been through the the steps and stages of life you are in or you are on, right? At the ladder of what rung of the ladder you are at in your life, sir or ma'am. I mean, every other gender. Gazillion. How many we have now, huh? But uh without like sounding like a fucking, you know, guy who has been so successful. No, I'm not. I'm not. I have my own fucking flaws, all right? But what I'm saying is that, everybody in this country, especially, there are opportunities. Trust me, there are opportunities. Just that you need direction. Sometimes you need, you need help. Sometimes, you gotta be able to like ask for help. You know, that's the other thing, and that I didn't do that for a long fucking time. I thought I knew everything, and I didn't. You know, but without like turning my fucking podcast into like quasi sort of like fucking depressing or motivational. Neither. I don't want to sound either. All right. So let's talk about something else. All right. Not that I'm part of this whole thing, but this whole media frenzy that came on fucking the whole like pop scene, right? Popular culture scene in the 2000s, the YouTube and the fucking Insta, all these things came on, and after Google and Facebook and all that bullshit, right? And then this whole thing with internet, after the internet, it just sucked us into this black fucking hole of like, you know, with its gravitational fucking pull of attraction towards like online shit. Everything's online. You can watch movies, you can watch stream, you can do this, you can basically post on fucking Facebook and Instagram your photos and your videos and your vlog and your fucking cooking, whatever, right? And then I think we asked humans, and this is not only my idea, but I think it's sort of the sentiment that we have, especially us who are in sort of technical in nature and have some sort of technical background, right? Enough of apricots, sir. That's it. So I sort of agree with these, like, industry, what do you call, experts or people who write all these articles about technology and where the fuck we are. Because remember, I talk about getting my private pilot license, right? Because, you know, personal flight is going to be a reality soon, right? But then the question is, why to this day it didn't become a reality? Remember all these fucking movies where, even like the first Blade Runner, right? Blade Runner 2017, remember? Where the post-apocalyptic Los Angeles, all those fucking cops, Harrison Ford, whatever the fuck his name is, right? Decker. He has this fucking car that actually drives and flies, right? And and then it has that fucking, what do you call that thing, that sort of like drone when he actually um, flies it to some fucking zone, right? Uh, or replicas or whatever it is, but with that drone that actually he basically says, just do whatever the fuck you need to do, right? In any case, that didn't happen in 2017, all right? Whereas these movies were predicting, even like 2000, right? 2001, Space Odyssey, remember that fucking movie? Which came out the same time as the first Star Trek, I think. But the reason I think why this didn't become a reality was, well, I mean, you can make the same fucking argument, right? That why we didn't go to the fucking moon, back to the moon, right? And then why didn't we actually even explore further towards like Jupiter or Jupiter's fucking moons, right? Or even Mars, right? Mars is our next. I think it's closer than Jupiter. I'm not sure. Don't get me wrong. I could be, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that, yeah, that was fucking Cold War, and that just put us back into some sort of a fucking another hole of this, competition with fucking USSR at that time and this and that, right? And then nobody cared about like fucking, setting up a base on the moon, and we were just fighting all these fucking wars around the fucking planet, right? And that's the nature of us human beings, you know. And so there was no real progress in space travel, or setting up bases on moon or Mars, right? Because of this whole fucking thing, nobody cared, you know. And then the fucking internet comes, right? You think that it's human beings, us human beings, you should say, sir. I mean, you're part of them. You're not some other fucking species from another fucking planet. All right. But we did not even progress in personal flight. And, like, I get it. There's a dimension to it, you know, when it comes to, having, flying cars and, and it's just more dangerous than driving, because driving is two-dimensional, right? Uh, but again, I think there should have been some progress made. And the reason in the past, let's say 20, 30 years, 25, 30 years, there should have been some fucking progress made. And nothing has been done in this like, you know, personal, flight and air travel and all this, right? All this, sir. But why? Because we got sucked into this fucking internet, and the humans just got sucked into this fucking black hole of social media and this, and YouTube and fucking all these, apps, and then the fucking iPhones came on, right? And all the other smartphones, which were basically just the replicas of the fucking iPhone, right? Didn't actually Steve Jobs fire all his board members, who actually, I think some of them actually had somehow. copied his iOS system, right? And then the Androids companies, they used his sort of like software. Is that what it is? I have no fucking idea. All right, without getting into that fucking discussion. All right, there's another can of worms. I don't want to open. All right, okay. So, and that's not my fucking cup of tea either. All right, but what I'm saying is that I think we just got sucked into this internet, iPhones, gadgets, tablets, this and that. And I'm like, and then we didn't just fucking pursue anything as far as, all right, well, okay, besides these fucking iPhone, besides these fucking tablets, besides these fucking apps and social media, can we also do some research into, whether we can actually make the personal flights and our lives actually a little easier than being stuck in a fucking traffic for an hour on Long Island Expressway, or whatever the fuck that BQE through fucking Staten Island, or you name it. Well, I get the point that Elon Musk was trying to do those fucking tunnels, right? Boring, and I get it. But he's also risk averse. Okay, as much as he is he takes risks, and he's pretty on the forefront of all this, and then he's doing all the space, what do you call, technology, advancement of flying eventually the human beings to Mars, right? But I think when it comes to something like space, like not space, sir, personal like flights and all that, I think he's still risk averse. He thinks that it's not going to work. I think it's going to work. The problem is that we never actually paid attention to it. All right. And here we are on fucking Twitter and fucking, Facebook, and doing what? I have no fucking idea. All right. Well, same thing that you're doing, sir, on YouTube. You're on your fucking channel, huh? I'm just saying that, we didn't pay equal attention to something like that, and because it's a misery, to be honest with you, to be stuck, because I had to go to two construction sites tomorrow, all right? Two of my clients' apartments and buildings tomorrow, right? I had to drive to fucking through Manhattan, and then I had to end up in fucking Brooklyn, and then come back through fucking tunnels to Jersey City, right, to my office. And I'm just fucking worked up in my head, even about just think or thought of being in that fucking traffic. All right. And it's fucking miserable. Now, just imagine that it takes me 3 hours for visiting these construction sites, right? Driving, and then if I had a fucking personal drone where I could just fucking get into, right, flight into the fucking, what do you call, whatever street, right, and then you park it somewhere, right, and then 15 minutes you get there, right, do your thing. Another 15 minutes you get to fucking Brooklyn, do your thing. Another 20 minutes, not even, back to Jersey City. See that? I think this necessity is going to create this invention. Well, it's not that it hasn't been invented, but I think we haven't paid attention as much as we should have. All right. And then back to the fucking, space travel. That's definitely a disaster. Look at the fucking International Space Station. That's just a piece of junk. Just a piece of junk, nothing. And I think they're dismantling. I think is it that already dismantled anyways? All right, everyone. So that was my sort of like, take on where we should have been and where we are, in terms of our progress especially on the technology side. And I don't even want to fucking talk about like what's happening or what has happened in America or other parts of the world. When it comes to like fucking, something like, for your well-being and mental, fucking being and, you know, what are the things that that we had actually focused on, right? Not nothing, because the Western world is an extremely individualistic society, extremely individualistic society where you are basically at your own. Well, first of all, listen, you are at your own when you come to this fucking world, all right? And unfortunately, if you were a child and you didn't have that support, both parents and and all that, then it's unfortunate, and it's actually very unfortunate that there are kids who do not have that opportunity and who have actually are many of them who actually have grown up and they didn't have that what do you call not opportunity. What's the other fucking word? I'm running out of fucking, memory. Random access memory, sir. Yes. So, the nurture from both parents and the love and everything, right? And also some sort of a, foundation that gives you the first foundation, right? The first step of the foundation in your life, and then later on, guidance and direction. That's very important too. Am I using a lot of It's like maybe I am. Sometimes my wife does that. It's kind of funny when she does that, right? And obviously my wife is humorous. I love her. Trust me. But um, I don't want to sound like someone who's doing this fucking podcast to motivate or inspire people. And that's not my fucking reason, obviously. But I'm just talking. I'm just talking what I feel. Not that I am just you know what do you call all my shield. I'm not taking down all my shields to say that I'm saying what I'm feeling. What I'm saying is, what I feel should have been done practically, but it hasn't. So what can you do, sir? Well, I'm trying to just view in this world efficiently as possible. Well, what do you mean efficiently as possible? Well, I'm not saying, okay, eventually I think we all going to be downloading our fucking brain into a computer where we don't even have to get up from our fucking, what do you call, beds, and, we just, through tubes and whatnot, right? Food and everything waste, and we are just connected, and then our brain is connected to some fucking computer, and we live in a virtual world. Is that the eventuality or ultimate like end of fucking human civilization? Unless the Terminators actually terminate us, right? The T-1000s, whatever the fuck it is, right? Um, I don't know. I think eventually that's what it is. Eventually, like we say, we are explorers and we are this and we are that. We need to go to fucking moon and we need to go. Okay, then somebody then would ask us, some person from advanced civilization, right? They would ask us if they come here, and why? Look at me. I came here from this fucking other planet. What the fuck am I doing here? You know? Or why do you even want to like explore and like terraform fucking Mars and then what? You know? But that's see that's a conflicting sort of idea, right? That Us human beings are explorers, but then, these computers and fucking AI takes over so much so that it says you are wasting your fucking time. Just stay here and just enjoy a fucking movie. Get the fucking Google, not the Google, but the Apple Vision Pro, and just like, who cares? Who cares about the fucking world? Who cares about the Mars? Who cares about the fucking us meeting, all these other beings from the other planets, right? Maybe that's why we don't hear from anybody, right? Because they don't even want to fucking contact us. We are just like all of a sudden we realize, oh shit, you know what? We got this technology. We can send the fucking messages, right? Across the fucking galaxy, you know. But the galaxy is so wide, and then we become like, oh, holy shit. All right, everyone. I hope that my podcast reaches across the galaxy. Well, I don't care. I don't care, you know, whether well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that I don't care whether we explore space or we make the personal flying cars a reality. Uh, but I think we have just become sort of like lazy. I think because even if the ultimate is what I told you, that nobody would want to care because it's going to be a virtual world anyways, right? But until that point, until we reach that point, as human beings, whatever generation ZYXBD, is that what it is? No, sir, is that what it is? Gen Z? What's the newest generation? Have they been named people who were born in 2000s? I had a fucking idea. All right. But maybe they will make it happen. Who knows? And until, who knows, 50 years from now or 60 years, 80 years, right? That we really explore, some place like Mars, and we have a base and all that, right? And then we realize, oh, wait a minute, that was all fucking useless. Uh, we have found this other like fucking realm through some magical sort of like, psychedelic sort of like fucking app that actually takes us into this realm of reality, which is real as this reality, right? So then that's the end of human civilization. I don't fucking idea. All right, everyone. So, how is everyone doing, huh? On this Monday, and am I actually traveling anywhere? No, I don't want to. Trust me, I feel like, yeah, as much as I want to travel, and I'm supposed to go to a wedding in Florida, right? But I don't want to go to a wedding in Florida by myself, I was hoping my wife would be here by now, so we could go together, right? And I would show her Florida, Orlando, and we'd go to, theme parks and all that, right? Kennedy Space Center, right? Thanks to, the State Department, they're still holding her fucking case. An interview takes a long fucking time, apparently, because of, the lines. All right. Anyways, without, beating that horse to death again, I don't think I want to go to Florida, but let's see, because the next long weekend, I think, is end of May, right? Which is the Memorial Day. And that gives you like what, 4 days of like a long weekend. What am I going to do? Huh? I don't know. I haven't played anything. Because again, I'm just waiting for any news on my wife's case, right? Uh, but I'll make some plans, and I actually have to. I actually wanted to look at the weather for this weekend because if the weather this weekend is conducive and sort of warm, maybe I could go some hiking. Nah, it's actually not good. Weekend weather for this weekend, cloudy and fucking rainy on Sunday, right? And it's kind of like fucking cold. It's below 60. That's kind of fucking depressing for the weekend, right? But the week ahead after that looks nice. So no, then forget it. No hiking for me. At least if I could, play some golf on Saturday, maybe I would, right? Um, 56 degrees, although it's kind of like fucking cold, but hey, I'll take it for golf, I think. And then I'm just gonna take it easy, just chill, pill, sir. Yeah, and then tonight I'm just taking it easy, and I'm just gonna watch something. I don't know what the fuck I was watching. There's nothing to watch really. There was a movie that I watched. It was sort of a new movie, kind of like the action, right? Action, sort of like really like dark action movie, right? Set up down in fucking Appalachia, Virginia, West Virginia, country road. Whose song is that? I have a fucking idea. All right, everyone. Any blockbuster movies I want to watch tonight? I have no fucking idea. I don't know. I'll find something, all right? I'll get into my own den, in the bedroom, and that's where I watch these things, right? And then I'll sleep in the fucking living room because of the early morning. Early morning, what's our early morning? Sort of like fucking, noise from that Sims factory across the river, right? God damn it. I was hoping somebody would shut it down, right? But no. All right, everyone. Uh, so there's sort of my podcast. And anything else before I sign off? No, that's it. I mean, I don't want to fucking talk about politics. Yeah, this year is a little tough, I think, for America. And we got two fucking old guys running. It's like, why can't we bring some like, what do you call newer, you know, not newer, but a little younger people who don't really lose their fucking minds. Oh, my wife is calling me. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Hold on, please. Why is she calling me now? Jesus Christ. Hey, I'm doing my podcast. I'll call you later. Okay? I love you. I'll call you. I'll call you in 2 minutes. I'm done almost. Okay. Sorry. Um, so why is my wife calling me now? Is she up? Jesus Christ, what's the time there on the other side of the globe? But in any case, so uh obviously, she misses me. I miss her. Tough time, man. But uh, speaking of movies and shows and whatnot, right? I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna watch, to be honest with you. Um, I will I'll watch something. I'll find something like show. I usually I watch the old, one of those old like sci-fi shows that I missed, which I never watched, or famous shows, Yeah, in terms of like American, like these shows, even like fucking, Breaking Bad, or even some of those other shows, right? I watched them late in the game, and even like some amazing show like Revolution, or even like the what do you call the what is that movie? Not movie sir, but the show with the biker gangs, right? Fuck, I forgot the name. Um, but in any case, I'm getting old. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, everyone. So I hope again your week is going well, and I will see you all next weekend or Monday.